Hi guys, so I'm going to be starting my YouTube and my TikTok, my Facebook Live. But before that, I wanted to do some videos so that you guys can know the kind of things we'll be discussing on the platform when it starts. And I give you a brief background of who I am, because some people are asking, who is she? Who does she think she is to talk about issues? Well, growing up, my father wanted me to study law, so I started doing public administration and law. I did that for a year and a half and hated it, absolutely hated it. I wanted to be a TV presenter, but you can't tell your father that, not an African father like mine. So anyway, I transferred to Manchester Metropolitan University and I did my first degree in social sciences. So by the age of 20, I was studying the people like Karl Marx, Emil Durkheim, Hegel, so many people, I can't remember half of them now. So I was studying social political theory. I loved it, I really, really loved it. In fact, I did so well in my degree, I was like a mark or two for my first. And my personal supervisor, Philip Mole, at the Manchester Metropolitan University, he was like, you're a brilliant student, you're only 1 mark away from a first, let's go and appeal. And I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. Because at the time, I didn't know that people are impressed by paper certificates. You know, I wasn't really bothered. So anyway, that's my first degree, social sciences. And I loved studying social and political theory. And we studied other things like social psychology, anthropology, gender and society, economics. It was a course with different options that you can take. But I loved social and political theory. I really loved it. Fast forward to years later, I'm living in Ghana. I'm making observations about life and I'm reflecting on life. Then I go and do my degree, my master's in development communication. And that's basically about sensitivity when it comes to development. It's cultural sensitivity. Let me put it that way. It's about cultural sensitivity. It's about cultural sensitivity when it comes to development, right? So again, I'm in that field of culture, theories, and I realized that I'm looking at issues and I'm saying, oh, if we do this, this will be like this. If we do this, this will be like this. And just this morning, it hit me that what I've been doing all these years is applying my degree, my first degree, especially in social sciences. What I've been doing is what Marx and others did before me. They're sharing their theories on society and development. The only difference is, I guess, maybe I'm not as great as them, you know, but I'm still sharing my theories. You don't have to be great to share theory. And some people are like, but who is she? How dare she? Well, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a concerned citizen. And I think as every citizen, you don't have to be a degree holder. You don't have to be a popular person. You don't have to come from a rich home. You don't have to be a famous celebrity. You don't have to be anybody to have an opinion on how your country can be better. So those asking, who is she? Well, I'm a Ghanaian and I care about my country. So I'm speaking as a Ghanaian. But I'm also speaking as a social scientist, as a development communicator, and as a cultural facilitator, because that is what my degrees are in. And I'm applying my degrees in real life. If a lawyer practices law or a doctor practices medicine, are you going to insult them and say, how dare you practice medicine? That's what my degree is in. Everybody and their degree, everybody and their contribution. Some contribute by working in banks, some contribute by working in farms, some contribute by sharing ideas, because we need ideas to implement before we can get anywhere. And I happen to be a social theorist, so my contribution is ideas. But apart from ideas, I'm actually also a doer. I do things as well. Now, for any idea to work, you need disagreements. Karl Marx, I love Karl Marx, by the way, so I refer to him a lot. He faced so many critics. Even I had to critique him as part of my assignments. So it's necessary to critique any idea. That is welcome. And I hope when I start my show, you all come on board and will critique and dialogue, but in the aim that that critique will lead to positive change. What I will not tolerate are the insults. Some people have actually said, plain, the message is good, but we hate the messenger. That's your problem. You cannot say because you hate me, I shouldn't talk about the important issues. I'm a Ghanaian, and I have every right to speak about issues affecting my country. In fact, I'm a citizen of the world, and I can talk about global issues affecting me as a citizen of the world. So yes, as we do the new show, comments such as this will not be tolerated. People like Nana Chirebedu, who called my parents idiots, will not be tolerated. Let me show you his picture. According to Nakwesi, my parents are idiots simply because he does not agree with my view on illegal mining. I think illegal mining is wrong, but according to Nana Kwesi, that view makes my parents idiots. That, to me, is a hateful comment. It's not a constructive comment. If Nana Kwesi had come and said, I think illegal mining is good because ABC, and he gave valid reasons, that is making a meaningful contribution. But to come and insult my parents because you don't like my view on illegal mining is hateful, and we're not going to be tolerating that as we move forward. Guys, I'm all about Ghana. I'm all about Ghana winning. And so I will bring the issues on board. I'll reflect on them, and I welcome your contribution. Negative, positive, as long as it's constructive and will lead to Ghana winning. You cannot come and be insulting me or my parents. I won't tolerate it. In fact, what I'll do is I'll have a special show called The Hater Show, where all comments that are clearly based on hate, they'll be have that special show. And we should, because if you're saying to me, you're not pushing issues, and I've showed you, well, actually, this is an emails I sent to BDA2 trying to push issues, and you're saying to me, you're now depressed, then that one is hate. You're not talking about issues. If you're saying to me, your parents are idiots, USAID has paid you, how dare you speak, you're coming from hate. But if you're saying to me, oh, you know what, Chinese is now a global language, so it makes sense for Ghanaians to speak Chinese so that they don't get left behind, you're not coming from hate, you're coming from issue. And I can say to you, well, yes, Chinese is a global language, but why must the whole of Africa learn one language? Why can't Chinese learn all our languages instead? Then we have that dialogue, and then we come to a common agreement that will benefit Ghana. That's what we're going to do. So please follow my pages, Black Coffee TV and podcast on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Help me grow my page, and let's have the important conversations. And after the conversations, we'll have fun too, because you don't be like to have fun. So there'll be dancing, there'll be entertainment news, there'll be fun as well. But the main thing will be the issues that we hope will develop our beloved country.
Portraying my Jesus as Christ misleading. Inferiority complex, go asking reaching. And if you capitalizing and reaping, I swear it's frightening. Packages skin brightening. A crime to humanity calling for indictment. Our people are sick, we need to hear more. That's why we took down all your billboards. Being banging for my brothers and sisters. I'm talking way back, ancestors. So I couldn't have it and I couldn't let it slide. When Band-Aid and girls have tried to take up pride. I did it on my watch, yeah, I did it alone. And they say that the prophet don't get love in his home. But I'm winning a home. I felt my daughter, she's perfect to the bone. And daddy's been breaking doors. Remember the BT Awards? They used to give it to us backstage. I tweeted I ain't going that day. Cause how can you be black and not respect Africa's name? Afrobeat's harder than Shaki. My Jamaicans laughing like Aki. Spiritual, go move your body. And I don't even understand a word from my Shaki. So Mr. Would you wanted? What are you wanting? Before due respect, you are reaching and hunting. You sing songs based on African liberation. And when we liberated, you're out here ranting. We have to move in unison. Bring garbage philosophy to fruition. It's a worldwide movement. One nation, that's the conclusion. How can we live and be free? The world will stay blind until DRCs. When disunited, will always be weak. That's Nkrumah and Gaddafi. They had a vision of sovereignty. One nation, one currency. Self-reliance policy. Not one that was driven by the West. All praying to oppress. Law built on foreign needs. But one to position and progress. They gave the framework, so how can we forget? We stand on the shoulders of our forefathers. Our visionaries, the road, the commanders.
Don't forget to follow or subscribe on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. It's Black Coffee TV and podcast. Let's have the deep and serious conversations. Let's Ghana win. Of course, we'll have fun, but at the end of the day, it's all about Ghana.